man? It's y'all big brother, Big Nina Boy, man. Go check out my new channel, Nina Boy Hood Reaction.
And nigga, be real to yourself before you real with anybody else. Gang. What's the big old deal, man? It's y'all friend from that end, man. We back at it like a crack rap. So look, man, we got another situation going on, man. This is definitely a U-turn for Diddy's case, man. It's looking bad, man. Right now, you got to understand, man, it's the United States versus Diddy. You understand what I'm saying, though? So they have brought new weapon charges on Diddy, right? Now, these weapon charges consist of Diddy having 3 AR-15s with the VIN identification numbers on those AR-15s sawed off. So basically, they was not. You gotta realize Diddy never had nothing in his name. you smelling what I'm selling? Diddy is definitely a definition of how you want to, if you want to, F America and get your 40 acres in a mule. Never put nothing in your name. Why? Is because no matter what they sue, Diddy is broke. You see what I'm saying? He put all his businesses in LLCs and trust funds, and the shareholder will be his mother and his kids. So it's nothing they can do that can take away, what Diddy put away. Diddy got some Neil Long money out here. Don't get it confused. I thought like, his money's going to be tied up in court. But nah, man, it's looking bad. So Kim Porter, as y'all heard, man, she just released that tell-all book. Now we want to go on the record saying allegedly, because at this point, Kim ain't alive to, to go up and say, yeah, I wrote that book. Now it's a gentleman who said they had her diary. He transformed it into, a tell-all book. But let's be clear, man, they're about to bring R. Kelly in Diddy's case. Mark my word. This is the same play that they did with R. Kelly, except Diddy is getting the bad end of the stick. Most of y'all don't even realize that when you got the United States versus you, and they're constantly adding more and more charges, man, that man is up in the thousands. You see what I'm saying? The charges that they got, it's no way they gonna let him out. Whoever Diddy pissed off, and I do believe it's due to that, they want to take his tequila brand and make it like an urban, like Old English malt liquor type of brand. And Diddy had a big fuss, a big problem with, like, I'm not finna water down my alcohol. Like, I'm Diddy, you know what I'm saying? I'm a billionaire. The dude had problems with how the masses wanted to portray that liquor. Now, understand this. There about to be some more new charges now. Now that Kim Porter book is released, alleged book, we want to call it alleged. We don't want to say it's facts or circumstantial. We want to say that's just alleged at this point. But y'all got to realize that if they can't get Diddy on any charges, one thing that they're going to do is they're going to put a stain on his name. Why? Because Diddy had the key to New York. Do y'all remember when he was rewarded the key to New York? That was just a mockery in their face. Like, New York feel embarrassed with all of these cases and all. This is a high profile case. It don't get no higher than this. And in Black culture, this is the masses. Y'all got to understand something, man. Sex trafficking is S trafficking. I don't know if I can say, S trafficking is something that they do not play with. Now, if y'all don't know what S trafficking is, I don't know if we just go say the SEX trafficking, right? Now, if you fly a young lady to your city, you have sex with her, and you give her money to go shopping, that is considered sex trafficking. Especially if you send her right back out. You flying them all in and you're flying them out. It's SEX trafficking. They're taking that serious. There's penalties behind that. If y'all don't know, man, that's one of the most craziest things that in today's society that they could get you on. It don't even matter that you didn't have SEX with her that first night. That next night, if you have sex with her and you send her on out of her way and you give her money, That's sex trafficking. So with that being said, man, it's finna get crazy in here, man. We finna go through the book. On this reaction, I'm just gonna ask y'all the questions. I'll be the judge, y'all be the jury, man. Let's get to it. And 5. Wait, dang, y'all put it up. All right, give me 1 second. Shout out to everybody pulling up, man. This is Kim Porter Tell All book, man. It's finna go up, man. Let's go. And 5, 4, 3.
It's on the chain. So before I get back, I want you to have your seatbelt buckled and get ready to take this journey with me. I'll be back. There's one of Kim's.
This is the car insurance trick that big companies don't want you to know about. Over 90
Porter final wishes was for this memoir diary to be made public out of protection for certain parties and their potential criminal activity. Some celebrities, performers, and events have been represented with X's due to their highly explosive nature. At some point in the future, this information will be revealed to the public. Regarding Kim's sudden death and the mysterious illnesses of Albie Shore and Jamie Foxx, evidence does exist that points to foul play and or poisoning. God bless Kim Porter and all of Sean Combs' victims, both male and female. Okay, that is page 1 disclaimer. So let's get into chapter 1, introduction. Soon after high school, I started landing modeling jobs. I couldn't believe it. It was all happening so fast. I met my husband, father of my oldest child, and one of my oldest friends in life, Albie Shore. It was a whirlwind romance. I was only 19 when we married, and no, it didn't work out. Al is still one of my best friends to this day. Our son Quincy is such a talented and wonderful young man. At that time, I had no idea my relationship with Al was going to introduce me to the man that I would spend the better part of my adult life with, a man whom I would love and cherish, but eventually fear and hate. I don't want to put...
Stop right there. Do y'all see what's going on? Do y'all see who in that picture right there? Do you listen? If y'all look at this picture, you see Aaliyah with her hand in between Puff Daddy hands, and you see Aaliyah with her hands between Andre Harrell hands. I mean the legs. Why think about that? J-Lo is right at that time. They was in a relationship, gang. You gotta understand. Aaliyah was getting tossed around. You see what I'm saying? Man, listen. Man, come on, man. Allegedly they had Aaliyah at a young age, man. Hold on, let me see if I can move this. I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on. So let me look where Aaliyah's hand is. Let me let that turn over right quick. Hey, catch this nugget though, right? Look where her hand is at. That is definitely, come on, man. Everything that Puff Daddy learned and he got his game from, he got that from Andre Harrell. You see what I'm saying? They look at Aaliyah, man. Come on, Aaliyah was a baby at that time, man. She was, man. Somebody in the chat, how old was Aaliyah when she died? You got to realize R. Kelly had Aaliyah when she was about what, 13, 14? Jay-Z allegedly had Aaliyah before Dame Dash had her. Y'all remember they was supposed to get married. Dame Dash and Aaliyah was supposed to get married. See, that Aaliyah was a beautiful young woman, homie. She was too young, but Aaliyah was a beautiful. I mean, come on, man. Look at the essence of that beauty right there, man. Like they turned Aaliyah out at an early age in that industry. You see what I'm saying? I can understand that she didn't. I can't understand. Let me rephrase that. But it's one thing to have talent, and you know you got talent, and it's another thing when people recognize your talent and they want to turn down your light. You know what I'm saying? They want to turn your light bulb down and make it seem like she died at 22. Come on, man. She just turned 22 at that. Because I remember she wasn't too long from her birthday. So I wouldn't be surprised if this picture right here was in between 17 or 18 years old. Aaliyah was going to these parties at an early age. Mind you, R. Kelly was already turning her out to these events. This is the 90s we talking about, man. You see what I'm saying? Look where her hand is at. Now look at Diddy. Look where Aaliyah hand is at, right in between Diddy's legs. J-Lo right there. You see what I'm saying? Watch when all this unveiled, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they said J-Lo and Aaliyah had something popping in them backstage rooms. You understand what I'm saying? Let's go.
Put the cart before the horse. But I will say, although I knew what was going on, I turned a blind eye many times. Here I have to tell this truth. Unfortunately, because deep down I knew everything that was happening, but I lied to
Oh,
myself a lot. He was
you
so
got
charming, a
Beyonce,
wolf in
Kim
sheep's
Porter,
clothing, a
Mary J.
devil,
Blige.
and I fell for it. This story must be told despite the fact it will hurt my children. I cannot hide it any longer. Sean Combs must be stopped. Chapter 2. Humble beginnings. I was born to loving parents Jake Porter and Sarah L. Porter in the peach state of Georgia. All through Columbus High School, when I graduated in 1988, I knew I was going to be famous. In the 10th grade, one of my best friends, Tina, said to me, "You won't make it here in Georgia." I knew if I really wanted to be famous, I would have to leave my hometown and my home, Georgia. That conversation was so important. So I look back now, it changed my life. I met Al while I was working in the industry. He was so dope and charming, and I had such a crush on him. We were married before I knew it, and Quincy was on the way, but I was young, and it felt like it wasn't going to last. It was a little heated between us after we separated, but we got past that quickly. He is just a super dope guy and an amazing father. Though we separated, we were forever bonded through Quincy. Thank you, Al. I will always love you. When I met Sean, he was cool. I didn't think much of him at the time. He was just another guy at the label. Uptown was huge and we were all living our best life. But Sean continued to lay on the charm, and before I knew it, we were dating. As a young single mom at one of the hottest companies in the world, life couldn't get any better. Then it did. My boyfriend was getting even bigger. Sean does seem like the type that can charm you, like, man, he is so cool until he lets the demons out. Let's continue. He and Clive would hang out a lot, but I didn't think anything of it. I mean, that was his boss, and he was doing things bigger than most men dare to even dream. I did a video talking about Clive and the other men that mentored Diddy. And you guys should check it out. I think I'm going to put it in the description of this video. Then it happened. I mean, okay, I was a little bit of a freak. I really enjoyed myself with my partner. And toys are one thing, but I never imagined having a man I was dating asking me to use a toy on him. The first time he said he just wanted to experiment, try something new.
Wait a minute, man. Hey, listen, this is the first time we going through this book. I have to say, for educational purposes, this is alleged at this point. But once again, Kim is not here to clarify, to verify that she actually said that she used a toy on Diddy. So this is alleged. Let's go.
I was grossed out, but he kept begging. He said it would only be this one time, and he was just curious. I was only 20 at the time. I said, what the hell? I hated it. He bled from it, and there was ish on it. I left him alone after that. Chapter 3. Ooh. Second chances.
If you get injured in an accident, even if it's just a pass,
that's too much.
No one knows this.
Oh, no.
You can turn that accident.
Sean kept reaching out and I kept ignoring his calls. Eventually, in a few weeks, we ran into each other at an event. He came over and sat next to me. We were cordial. He flattered me, saying, "You look so amazing." I replied with a simple, "Thanks, Sean." I tried to get up and leave, but he pulled my arm. As I turned to him, he looked deep into my eyes and said, "Look, what happened between us was weird, but I really care about you. Can we?" He paused, and I tried to use this as an attempt to escape. I pulled my hand back and said, "Sorry, Sean, I have to go. Please, I think I'm falling in love with you. Can we talk?" My breath was taken away. Did he say he loved me? It was so fast. I wasn't aware of this as his manipulation tactic, not yet. God, I was so young, so naive. He continued, let's have dinner. And I felt for it. 2 days later, we went out for drinks at a lounge in Lower Manhattan. The place was nice. Sean was really coming up and pulling out all the stops to impress me. He pulled the chair out for me to sit. Back then, he was always a gentleman. He smiled and said, look, as he sat across from me, I hated it. I never want to do it again. Give me another chance. Over coffee the next morning, I decided to give him another chance. For the next year and a half, things seemed pretty normal. It was fun, things were going great, and we were living the dream that I dreamt about throughout my youth. Sean and Clive were working on Bad Boy, and he had his first couple artists. He picked up Craig Mack, then some rapper from West Coast called Notorious B1 to help Chris develop. He was collaborating with the biggest names in hip hop to make it happen. Things could not be more amazing. Then he asked me to do it again. It was insane. Sean said, baby, I can't stop thinking about it. What the hell are you talking about? I responded. Sean continued, I just can't stop thinking about that night. It was amazing. Can you screw me one more time, please?
Nah, bro.
I became infuriated. Why don't you go to Clive?
Nah. I play through it, but come on, gang. Come on, man. Shout out to the narrator, though, man. That's just that. Come on, man. Come on. Some stuff we gotta just. Nah. We ain't going there, man. Come on, gang. We too smooth for that. We too smooth for that. We know that man ain't. Come on, man. Ain't no man gonna be I don't know, but for Diddy to be begging somebody to stick something in his back door, that's just, man. Let's go.
He's the one screwing you, isn't he? Then Sean hit me. This was the first time he slapped me hard. Before I could form words, he began to beg. I'm sorry. Holding my cheek where he hit me, I turned and ran off. That should have been it, but I guess I'm a glutton for punishment. He sent flowers and a bunch of expensive gifts. Then we bumped into each other at another industry event. He sat down next to me. This was deja vu. Sean started, imagine running into you here. Get the F away from me, I forced out. He became more serious as he said, look, baby, I'm sorry. But I just glared at him. There is nothing you could ever say to me, nothing. After an awkward silence, he finished. You know I love you. I love your son. He's my son. I don't know how to fix this, but I'll do anything. I'm sorry. Ish. He can be so sweet. Here we go with the love thing. This time is not falling in. He was great with Quincy, and to be honest, despite everything, I missed him. As he stood to walk away, I remember hearing myself say, call me later. What the F is wrong with me? Chapter 4, Forgiveness. Sean arrived with flowers in hand. He wanted to see Quincy. He was so good with him. And Quincy ran over to hug him. I felt my heart melting. He asked Quincy, how you doing, Tiger? Quincy looked so innocent as he responded, I'm good. I miss you. Sean's response sounded genuine. I miss you too. We'll hang out tomorrow, okay? Okay. Sean gave him a little love tap on the butt. It's bedtime, Quincy replied. Okay, good night, as he turned to head towards his bedroom. Here was the man I fell in love.
Nah. I don't listen. This is how I gotta.
But what was I thinking?
I gotta say this. If you in a bedroom with a man and he asking you to stick one of the things in his back door and his exit, and it's a toxic waste back there. Chili come out back there. So why would you let this man pat your son on the butt, knowing that you just stuffed his? Nah, man, we ain't. Yeah, all right. On this one, man, I'll play through this, but come on, man, this is questionable. You see what I'm saying? This is questionable. The moment that Diddy then smacked her son on the butt, a black woman, not no black lady, not no black. Black lady, nigga, wait till you go to sleep, put that knife on you. Nigga, you touch my son back there again. I'm gonna stick that up in you. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I can't go for that. It's no way on God's green earth a woman who blew out a man's back door and stuffed something in it and chili came out that motherfucker, go let that man touch her son on back there on that exit. It's just not gonna happen. Nah, ain't no. First of all, a black woman who, if that's what she'd do to please you, that's because that's what you like. She's not getting pleasure from that. I don't think she's gonna be cool with you patting her son. All right, little tiger, get in the bed. Nah, she gonna be looking like, nigga, you could have socked him in his chest and his back, anything. But besides that, that is something that a black woman is not going for, especially knowing she just knocked the batteries out your back. Nah, that's not, nah, bro. We not gonna pretend like that. Let's go.
Ish, not only does he want butt plugs, he slapped the ish out of me. So why am I still talking to him? They say that love is blind, but is it stupid too? As Quincy left, Sean looked at me and smiled. Baby, let's go have some fun. The babysitter's on the way. I just want to show you a good time. I was so mad at myself for melting as I said, okay. We sat on the couch laughing and genuinely having a good time when the doorbell rang. The babysitter had arrived, and so we left. As we exited the house, a big man climbed out of the limo and opened the door for us. He wore a sharp suit with a gun noticeably tucked under his arm. I thought to myself, he could have made it invisible. Or did he want me to see it? Despite my reservation, Gene was a sweetheart. He was very courteous and polite. As he tipped his head and said, "Good evening, ma'am," Gene drew a smile out of me as I responded, "Hello." Gene and I would see each other a lot after this day. Chapter 5, Sean Kneels. The year passed, and thankfully we didn't have many bad arguments. Although Sean was strangely getting into voodoo, he would put curses on people, and I wasn't sure how to respond to that craziness. My problem as a single mother was I wanted to be married. He always had excuses and delays when it came to committing to marriage. His label was blowing up. Biggie dropped, and it was just about over. He also signed Mary J. Blige, and of course, when I found out he slept with her, we fought. He claimed it was a mistake, and my stupid ass took him back again. Sean asked me for a threesome with her. At first, I was mad, but Mary was beautiful. It was our first threesome, and I loved it. Mary was sexy. I would not be doing this a lot, but it was so hot.
This is our Model 10 bracelet. It wasn't the first piece I made.
I was young and
You gotta understand, man. Like, despite some, come on, man. Do I believe Diddy could have been hitting Mary J. Blige? Do y'all remember Real Love? Man, come on. That you gotta realize what Diddy did for Mary J. Blige. He put her voice singing on a rap beat, and it took off. Now, Mary J. Blige, man, come on, man. I remember seeing them photos as a kid, man. You know, I remember my brother like, man, I'll drink her bath water, man. You know, Mary J. Blige with the little, she got that little scar on her face and shit, little thug misses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, nigga loved a pretty little gangster woman and all that shit, man. But no, don't get it twisted, man. I just can't see that. I can't, because why would you sleep with somebody who's working you out of your money? Do y'all realize that Mary J. Blige she wasn't profitable off that first album? That first album went to Diddy. He took all of that. He took Craig Mack money. He took everybody who he had a hand in with dealing with their albums. He done damn near, nigga, finessed them out their whole bag. I can't see Diddy and maybe Faith Evans. Faith Evans, yeah, you know, she's a little light-skinned little banana thing out there, man. And you know what I'm saying? Hey, I can see more people trying Faith Evans more than they had tried Mary J. Blige. Let's go.
exploring my sexuality was enticing. Over the years, we brought other women into our bedroom periodically, and we were happy. This is until one day I came home to a situation that went from awkward to a nightmare. Quincy was with the babysitter and Sean was sitting with Al B. Sure at the dinner table. I had a child with Al, and Sean was the father in Quincy's life. The awkwardness of all of us being together had dissolved a long time ago, but it was still weird that they were here in my home together alone. I sat down and we had drinks. It was fun. The conversation was cool until it wasn't. Al was a little loose after a couple of drinks. I remember him saying, "It's still weird seeing you with my friend, but you're happy, so I'm happy for you guys." Sean responded, "Thanks, man. Me and you, we share so much." Al replied coolly, "Word." The conversation took an odd and awkward turn when Sean said, "We all been together sexually, but not together." I was shocked for a moment. As
What?
quietness
Hey, I
lingered
told
in the
y'all,
room,
oh
I
nigga,
asked,
that's crazy. Come on, man. This book right here. I know this is a top seller. I know. Oh, hey, I know this nigga didn't tell Kim that. Oh no, man. Come on, man. Everybody had their speculations that Diddy was having sex with Al B. Sure because there was alleged rumors that he went both ways. They even brought Michael Jackson into the situation. Yeah, I know. They spoke of Michael Jackson and Al B. Sure before. And this is allegedly. I'm not saying this is factual, but this is alleged though, man. So, man, this book is, man, this is disgusting, man. Let's go.
"What do you mean by all together?" Al shifted uncomfortably, but Sean didn't hesitate. "You know how we sometimes invite other people into our bed?" I couldn't believe it. "Oh, hell no, Sean. This is my son's father." "Al, say something." What Al said was mind boggling. "I don't know. It could be kind of hot. I miss you in that way." Although I couldn't believe Sean would do this, the truth was I still cared about Al, and this could be very hot. I just didn't want it messing up my relationship. And if things became awkward, how would it affect Quincy? So I asked, "Are you both sure?" I imagined both of them inside me. I knew this would be
Oh my
awkward
God. Come on,
sexually.
man.
There would be some bumping of genitals, but what happened next, I
Oh no, man. No. Nah. Nah, you ain't gonna tell me, man. They ran a taco on her, man. Come on, man. Nah, man. This book is offensive. I'm gonna just say that right now. Whoever wrote this book, this is not cool. Then you got to realize they already saying that he's a psychopath. You see what I'm saying? But this right here, bro, this is way out of This is out of line. This is, make no doubt about it. I believe Diddy got his demons and his dirty secrets and all that. But let's be clear, man. Come on, man. You talking about Al B. Sure, Diddy, and Kim, nigga, choo choo, got the train running on up in, man. Come on, man. Let's go.
couldn't have imagined in my wildest dreams. Al, and then it's X'd out, so I don't know what Al did. I couldn't believe it. I stood there in shock, but when I saw Sean, I ran out of the room. This is too much. I couldn't. Sean called out to me, "Oh, come on, Kimmy." They didn't chase after me. And it's X'd out. So Al took the initiative. Jeez Louise. Let's go on. I couldn't get the image out of my mind. I couldn't be with Sean for a while, but
I don't understand. What does she mean by Al took the initiative? So was you saying Al was pitching and Diddy was catching? Well, I don't know, chat. I don't know. This book right here is nowhere in hell. First of all, Gene Deal. I gotta call Gene. I gotta call Gene Deal. That's my boy. And to hear this type of shit, because I know Gene Deal was right there. The whole time they was together, Gene was right there. So I gotta see what Gene talking about with this, man. Let's go.
that wouldn't be the last time I saw Sean in a compromising position, not by a long shot. One day I found the vault where he kept all his encounters with men. Yes, he kept a record of it, but that's for later. Chapter 6, Pac. Biggie took over East Coast hip hop, and Sean was the brilliant mind that orchestrated it. He hired people to teach Chris how to flow and write his lyrics. He hired the best producers to do the beats, although he took credit for them. And the music was unstoppable. At this point, Sean was sleeping with all the power players. And everyone that wanted to do music wanted to be a bad boy. She said he was sleeping with all the power players. Wow. Huh. Sean wheeled and dealed in a way that would have been unthinkable to many. He slept with the guys that really control the music to stay on top, and a lot of the names average people have never heard of. These are the guys that make the decisions on who is winning and who is not. He hosted parties that were just a fancy name for orgies, and everyone wanted in. When I met Tupac, Sean and I had an open relationship. And yes, I slept with Pac ish. He was sexy. Sean didn't mind, well, not until he tried to get Pac to join both of us. Pac was not good with that. This is
Man. I look, I don't know, Chad. This sounds like a lawsuit. Defamation of character. It's impossible. This is impossible, gang. You know, Pac lied and said that he had sex with Faith Evans. Come on, now in this book, Kim Porter is saying that she smashed Tupac. Come on, gang. This book is out of control.
Where the relationship between them became strained. Tupac wasn't going to accept Sean's advances. Pac wasn't gay, and he was pissed about the advances. We were all in Sean's house. I was drinking, they were smoking, and everyone was just relaxing. Sean came in on what I am sure he would call a smooth approach. My baby is bad, isn't she? Pac threw me a sly smile. Hell yeah. I felt myself blush. Sean was now in full swing. You think you hit it better than me? I couldn't believe he disrespected me that way. I was not playing with my response. Sean, what the F? Pac came to my defense. Damn, bro, you ain't got to do the sister that way. Tupac appeared upset behind Sean's words, but Sean went in for the kill regardless. I think my dick's bigger than yours. I bet I could make her come faster than you.
This game,
All right, man. This book,
you're not ready for it.
What's up? Pac was appalled. What the F are you talking about, nigga? I ain't trying to run no effing train, Sean continued. What you scared of? Let's see who F's better. Let her be the judge. Yes, at this point, we have been inviting others into our bed for a while, but I'm not used to and will not stand for disrespect. I wasn't the only one upset. Pac shouted, nigga, you talking about pulling your effing dick out? Sean was undaunted. What, you scared? Tupac simply left. Things were contentious since then. The two could not be in the same room. Pac avoided me as much as he did Sean. When they did bump into each other, the tension was palpable. It felt like blows could be thrown at any moment. Months passed with only the tension between them. It was uncomfortable, but nothing life or death. Then one day while we were in the studio, it happened. I walked into Sean's office and he was having the conversation. Sean sat across from Jimmy Henchman. Pac don't leave that effing studio alive. I don't think I was supposed to hear it. I continued as if I didn't. Hey, Sean, good morning. Jimmy, they didn't seem to think I heard anything. I'm ordering breakfast. Smiling, Sean replied, first, let me get eggs sunny side up with grits and orange juice. I could see he was hung over. Good. I don't want him knowing I know anything. If he just put a hit on Pac, knowing something could be dangerous. Jimmy, apparently not hungry, said, nothing for me. As he stood to exit the room, he said, Sean, let's make that happen. Then nodded to me and said, Kim, always a pleasure. With a wink to me and a nod to Sean, he turned and walked out. Jimmy was a part of our intimate circle. I went on as if nothing was happening. I'll make the call now. I smiled as I left, hoping I wasn't white as a sheet. I wasn't in the studio that night. Pac arrived, being shot, thank God. From what I understood, Sean and Chris saw Pac at the studio after he'd been shot and did nothing. The way God works, after being shot, Pac made it to the elevator and tried to escape, but it stopped at the floor Sean and Chris were on. When the doors opened, they saw him lying on the elevator floor, riddled with bullets. The fact that they didn't call an ambulance, although they saw Pac lying there swimming in a pool of his own blood, would be all the evidence Pac ever needed. He, of course, assumed they placed the hit, and Tupac is a soldier. This is not something that will be unanswered. Pac didn't do well. He lost the testicle, but he survived. It was orchestrated, and Sean Puffy Combs was the orchestrator. Chapter 7, Threats. At this point, I knew I had to get away from him, but I was scared. He is going to take my life if I try to escape. One February evening, I thought I found my opportunity at dinner after an event. We were at a ritzy restaurant in a private booth. It was an exclusive setup. We were alone, but we were in public. Perfect. Sean was on the phone talking to an unknown listener as he sat down. His words on that call will be etched into my mind forever. We're going to release Who Shot You now. He waited for a response, then went on to say, of course they're going to think Big was talking about Pac. That's the whole effing point. Nobody would give a F about a diss track against LL. Effing Cool J. Do you know how much money we'll make with this kind of rap beef? Niggas battling after someone really got shot? This may not be the best time for this conversation. Sean was finishing up. We drop that shit tomorrow. He listened to the phone, then responded. There's going to be blood in the street. Niggas missed. Pac's alive. Let's capitalize on that shit. When he responds, let's capitalize on that ish. When he responds, it's just going to mean more money. He turned around and looked at me, spoke back into the phone. I'll call you back. Then hung up and spoke to me. What's wrong? I tried my best to fake a smile at what I heard. After all, me and Pac were intimate. I responded, nothing. Sean was a fool. Are you sure? His demeanor was threatening. But I responded as cool as I could muster to his intimidating stare. Yeah, of course. He took my hand saying, that's wonderful. He began to squeeze my hand until it hurt as he continued, because seeing you walk in the office while I was talking about killing that mother effer and you not saying ish to me had me just a little concerned. His grip was starting to hurt badly. You're hurting me. As he continued, he squeezed tighter. Your pretending you didn't hear anything was a sign of your loyalty to me. Not something I should be concerned with, right? I had no choice but to give him the answer he wanted. I knew I was trapped when I responded. Of course, I'm loyal to you. He let me go as he responded, good. And remember, I'm the big dick. I snatched my hand back in pain. He smiled and said, let's start with a good wine. He snapped his fingers and his favorite wine was poured for him. They knew what Sean wanted, and what he wanted, he got. I'm trapped. Now isn't the time for me to launch my escape plan. I have to be strategic. It's going to be hard to leave the glamour, the glitz, the lifestyle. I mean, this man just snapped his fingers in one of the most exclusive restaurants in New York City, and they poured his drink of choice. The bottle of wine is $800, and this is in 1994. The list to get in this place is 6 months long if you are somebody. Mayor Giuliani has a table here tonight. Also, if I got up and walked out, I would be safe. But what about tomorrow? I had to think. He sipped his wine and smiled. You're not drinking? He pointed at my glass. And of course, a waiter filled it. They knew what I liked as well. Sean has a bad temper. He yells sometimes, and okay, he's roughed me up once or twice, but he never punched me. He never bruised me, and he never hit Quincy. I would not have stood for that. He never laid a hand on my son. At that time, I never thought of him touching Quincy in any way. Then the significance of what he said hit me. Is he mad at Tupac over me? I'm the big dick. Oh my God. The last time he put his hands on me, it was because I enjoyed Jamie Foxx too much.
Oh my God, man. Come on, man. Whoever wrote this book is just out of control. You basically saying that Kim Porter, one of the famous black women in the modeling industry, was out here getting her shit tossed around. Niggas was knocking her little vajayjay to the ceiling. Come on, gang. Whoever wrote this book, man, like this. Come on, man. Come on, gang. Now it's Jamie Foxx. Who gonna be next? Busta Rhymes? Come on, gang. It's out of control, man.
He enjoyed Jamie too. He gets so insanely jealous. It's not fair. He wants to bring other men into the bedroom, but gets jealous when he does. Damn, you're quiet tonight, he said, snapping me back into the presence. I asked a question that was burning in my mind since I walked into that office. What does Chris think of this? He looked at me coolly and said, his fat ass better just keep doing music. A third guest was escorted over by security. Sean motioned for him to sit. A waiter walked over to Sean Carter and asked, "What? Would you like something?" Carter responded, "No, thank you." Then said, "Hello to me." Then said hello to me with a smile. Smiling, I replied, "Hey, Carter," and took a sip of my drink. The Seans may share a bed together from time to time, but thankfully I was never asked to join. Carter went on to speak to Sean. "I thought we were meeting in private." Sean replied with a nonchalant shrug. "I had to discuss something with her. It's fine. Go ahead." He wielded this kind of power. Carter shifted.
"I want to buy your distressed property for more than its market value. We'll give you a cash offer."
Uncomfortably in his chair before continuing. "It's true. Chris and Pac were about to start their own label." Sean slammed his fist against the table, shouting, "Doesn't anyone have any effing loyalty?" Carter, "Well, that's not happening now, right?" Sean peered at Carter with distrust. "Why the F are you so eager to share this with me? Chris is your man. F, he brought you on. You're stabbing him in the back?" Carter responded with indignity. "First, I'm tired of being that nigga's son. I need to come out from under his damn shadow." Sean smiled slightly. "Okay, I respect that." Carter kept going. "On top of that, this nigga's making that move, and it should have been with me." Sean looked at Carter blankly. "Pac put Chris on. You know this. What's this really all about, Carter? Don't effing try to play me. The Jay-Z of today wasn't born yet. This young Sean Carter was in over his head. Corner, he had to spill it out. I want his spot. Ambition. Now this is a man I can work with." Sean made a grandiose gesture towards Carter. "Waiter, get this MFer whatever he wants." Carter smiled. "Thank you." Sean responded, "Honesty and ambition. We're going to make a lot of bread together." Carter ordered a drink as he stated again, "Guess he won't be leaving with that nigga to do their own label now." Sean responded with his normal air of arrogance. "Why don't you let me worry about that?" I took this as my cue to escape. I told Sean, "I'm going to go ahead and get back to Quincy." Sean was wrapped up in this conversation with Carter and barely noticed as he excused me. "Had a limo drop you off." I didn't eat. I didn't care. We didn't eat. He didn't care. I smiled and kissed him on the cheek and left. Chapter 8, Kadada. Actress, model, and fashion designer Kadada Jones was Tupac Shakur's fiance and is the daughter of record producer Quincy Jones and actress Peggy Lipton. Being around other celebrities was just part of life. Meeting Kadada was just one of those events, and as time went on, we became close. We hung out together, went shopping, and so on. It was just about the same time I met Kimora. Those were the days, or so I thought. We always had girl talk, and the fact she was dating someone I had previously been with wasn't a source of contention. We didn't get jealous of each other. It was just girl talk stuff. No, I did not become intimate with Kadada. Kamara was too jealous for that. Yes, Kadada knew about Kamara, Sean, and I all being together sexually. Of course she did. We shared that kind of thing. We were open and honest with each other about almost everything, a true friendship, except I couldn't be open and honest about everything. Not anymore. Sean made sure of that. Kadada and Pac were the greatest couple. He was always so cool and, yes, sexy. She was so beautiful and fun. Before all the tension and beef, we used to all hang out together. It was always dope vibes. But with Pac's shooting and the suspicions surrounding Sean and Jimmy, the vibes between Kadada and I weren't always perfect. Then came that night. Award shows weren't anything new for us. At this point, we dolled up as men, groomed. We didn't choose what we wore. A stylist prepared our color palettes. A makeup artist did our makeup, and a hairstylist did our hair. This was just the way of things. We shared the best stylists in the business. Sometimes we would all go to the studio for an event to get our measurements taken, but this time Kadada seemed different. I felt like something was wrong, but when I probed her, she wouldn't say anything. Then the day of the event was here. We would all see each other inside. Even though Sean was my man as far as props, I had nothing on Kadada. Being Quincy Jones' daughter had perks. Superstardom was among them. Pac wasn't there. When she saw us, she came over to our table. We sat around kicking it in a very dope vibe. Sean knew he was going to clean up this award show. He had all but taken over the East Coast musically. With all the hits, there really was no way he wouldn't. Bad Boy is Hall of Fame stuff now, and Sean P. Diddy Combs knew it. Sean smiled at Kadada as she sat at our table, but something about that smile didn't seem authentic. Soon I would know why. He's sick when he has a grudge against someone. As he sat, Sean said, Bad Boy is going to clean the F up. From his table with Faith, Chris replied, Hell yeah. And that new ish we busting out gonna have these niggas sick. Kidada signaled for the waiter to pour her a glass of ginger ale that sat over her table. As the waiter refreshed her drink, she said, Pac's music gonna get some love too. Sean grimaced. Oh, come on, Sean. I know y'all got your differences, but you have to admit the man makes great music. Sean looked at me out of the corner of his eyes, then took another sip of his favorite cognac and replied, Bad Boy got the hottest music on the effing planet. But I ain't tripping. Everybody got to get their shine, right? Kadada signed. Sean, Tupac thinks you were involved with him getting shot. You two were so close. You need to make this right. Sean responded indignantly. What the F would that nigga think I had anything to do with it? Kadada retorted. Sean, can you blame him? Sean was obviously not happy with that question by his reply. Hell yeah, I blame him. We had a good thing going. All of us. That nigga turned on me. And he has the effing balls to blame me for his shooting? The indignity he managed to spew out while lying through his teeth was something I did not expect. I was thrown back for a moment before interjecting. Duh. Do we have to do this tonight? It's Sean's big night. Kimura heard the ruckus and made her way over to our table as well. She sat down and said, Hey, everybody, with that big dimple smile. I smiled and replied, Hey. Kadada also seemed happy to see her as she said, Hey, what's up? Hey, what up, Kimmy? Kimura, never the type to hold her tongue, went straight to it. The whole place is buzzing with the fact you're sitting here accusing Sean of having Pac shot. Y'all kinda loud. She laughed. Kadada seemed embarrassed as she looked around to see everybody staring and whispering. But she wasn't about to back off. In fact, she doubled down. Anybody here not talking about it ain't real anyway. Honey, we don't have to do this here. Kadada made clear she was not to be silenced as she continued. Oh, let's not hurt the feelings of Sean Puffy Combs. He only had one of the most prolific rappers in the game shot. Sean clenched his hands into fists. If this was anyone else, this would have turned ugly. But this was Quincy Jones's daughter. Sean was the monster in the streets, well feared by men that knew, but he did not want any of the smoke Quincy Jones could bring. Kadada could continue with impunity. Sean could not touch her. Christopher and Mary, both wanting to defend the super producer that made them famous, both started to stand and make their way over to the table. But Sean signaled them off with a firm motion of his hand. They remained in their seats watching helplessly. Kadada seemed to be on full rampage. You're not safe in the streets, Sean. You think you're untouchable? Kimura seemed almost red in the face when she grabbed Kadada by the hand, saying, I gotta go to the restroom. Kadada, not willing to stop, snatched her hand away, yelling, Let go of me. Kimura needed her to get a grip and said sternly, speaking to a child mid tantrum, Die. Kadada turned to her and yelled, What? Kimura nodded toward the crowded room, and Kadada looked around. Here she deflated slightly. Kimura, now in control, spoke firm but softly, Let's go powder our nose. Kadada nodded with a grimace and gave a sharp look back at Sean as she walked away. As the tension slowly melted away, I asked Sean, You okay? Sean didn't reply at first. He looked around, saw that no one was really paying attention now that the ruckus had died down, and stood to get the picture of ginger ale from Kadada's table. He poured himself a drink from it, looked around again, saw no one was paying attention, and put the pitcher under the table. What was he doing? Then I heard the distinct sound of liquid being poured into the liquid. Oh my God, is he peeing in the pitcher? He smiled at me as he brought the pitcher back from under the table and finally replied to me, I'm good. He then stood and returned the pitcher to the table. I was in awe. I knew he had a bad temper, but this was disgusting. I'll never eat or drink something after we have an argument again. Kadada and Kimura made their way back to Kadada's table to sit. As Sean watched on quietly, Sean made small talk. Which songs do you think they'll give me awards for? As Kadada poured her drink, Sean's bodyguard made his way over to the table. I think he stopped her from drinking as everyone else just sat and watched. Jean risked incurring Sean's wrath, if I'm right. Relieved, I replied, Babe, your catalog is crazy. It could be a lot of songs. Sean glared at Kadada's table the entire night. Going back to Cali, we had a wild night. It was after one of Sean's infamous parties. Everyone was there, and we not only had threesomes, but we also swapped partners. Our sex life was crazy, but I got to do things with Sean I would never have been able to do with a straight man. Ooh, she said a straight man. Let's continue. Sean cared about me, but it was becoming more and more obvious that he preferred men. I was beginning to think I was there more to cover his wild desires than because he really wanted to be with me. He was like Caesar, every woman's man and every man's woman. But truthfully, at that stage, I was becoming okay with it. I woke up and left the bedroom where I was with Jada Pinkett, and Sean happened to be coming out of the bedroom. Wait a minute. I woke up and left the bedroom where I was with Jada Pinkett, and Sean happened to be coming out of the bedroom with its XX'd out and Will Smith. Yes,
I am not rich as hell. I work hard. I scrape to get by. Donald Trump wants to give tax breaks to billionaires, but Kamala Harris has plans to cut taxes for working people like me. I voted for Donald Trump before, but this time I'm voting for Kamala.
XXL, XXX attended the parties from time to time. I could see him and Will kind of snuggled up on the bed together. I was grateful I wasn't asked to join in that room. I didn't really like, and then the name is X'd out. Sean smiled when he saw me. Good morning. Here at the orgies, he wasn't very affectionate. He didn't have to pretend, but he couldn't walk straight. I knew how his ass felt literally. We had sessions playing with each other's anal cavities. I wanted to be home before Quincy woke up, so I told him I'm going to get ready. He responded, let's have a cup of coffee first. This meant he wanted to talk. I didn't know what it was about, but in situations like this, I didn't really have a choice. He was becoming more violent when he didn't get what he wanted, and I didn't really want to fight. So I sat down, but before we started talking, XXX came out of the room. Sean was wearing boxers. X was in his birthday suit. X addressed me, morning. When he turned around in order to close the door, there was a dried cum stain on his back. X walked over, pulled a chair out to sit down next to us, and lit up a blunt. Who is this X dude? Sean stretched, smiled, and said, this East Coast, West Coast beef is more lucrative than I thought, but it's getting dangerous. X responded, surprised. Business first thing in the morning? Damn, cuz, you own it. But you know you don't got nothing to worry about. You got a pass, daddy. X smiled coyly. Sean apparently has something to talk about with X as well, because he said, I can't protect everybody, especially if someone is no longer going to be on my label. It was apparent X wasn't taken aback by this turn of events by his reply. Sean, are you saying what I think you're saying? Sean continued, it's taxing on my resources to protect people. Someone that isn't 100% of my team can't be 100% of my protection. What the hell is going on here? What does Sean want from me? This morning is turning out to be way more than I expected, and I have to go. Quincy will be looking for me. Meanwhile, X apparently wanted clarity. So to be clear, if something happened, X made quotation marks with his fingers to one of your artists that was leaving your label anyway, it would be considered, he makes another set of quotation marks, out of your control. Is that what you're saying? Wait a minute. Can they be talking about Biggie? Is Sean saying he won't protect Biggie? At this point, I was too young, too naive, too hung over to understand that this was not a lack of protection. This was a hit. Where did this come from this morning? But an older, wiser me understands now what I did not comprehend all these years ago. Sean was just getting to the real reason that he had X there. The world was about to lose Biggie. X laughed. You a cold mother effer. Sean said, why the F should I protect someone that isn't going to stick around? I made him. That nigga should be worshiping the ground I effing walk on. I was thinking Sean's ego is rearing its ugly head. And I wanted to get out of there, but instincts told me I need to tread carefully. So my next move had to be calculated. I don't really want any part of this, not even implicitly, but I was just dragged right into the middle of it. If what was happening here ever comes out, will I be held as an accomplice? But even as those thoughts crossed my mind, I couldn't just pretend this was okay. So I said, but Sean, he hasn't left yet. They're just rumors. Are you going to let him die because of some rumors? Sean glared at me, the anger in his voice obviously stemming from hurt as he said, I know when I'm being betrayed. I'm not killing anyone, but I'm not protecting somebody that doesn't have my back 150%. F that. This was railing out of control. My mind began to race. Is there a way to get through to him? Maybe I could use the finance route. Sean, he's bringing in so much money. You put so much money into cultivating him. Are you going to throw away all that money? That's when he revealed how thought out this meeting really was. If he leaves, he takes all the money I invested into creating him. Sean sighs. But if he can't protect himself and something terrible does happen, then the money I would make off his death will blow away all the money we made so far. I was perplexed. Sean, he continued, he's worth more to me dead than alive. Sean Combs is a calculated monster. X chimes in. I get that, fam. A lot of people out there want Biggie dead too. Without your protection, he doesn't stand a chance in Cali. Biggie is going to die. This is crazy. I dare not say anything else about it. I think I know who X is, but I'm not going to say anything until something else, come out to confirm it. But I have an idea. Sean smiles and stands to walk over to a safe behind a picture. There he pulls out a bag marked with X's name. He turns to X and says, "That's why you're worth your weight in gold. You understand me? Here's a little something for you to take care of my people." X smiles. "Sean, I love you, baby. You know I got your back. Your problems are my problems. I'll make sure to have my people take care of your people." I need to get out of here. This is crazy. I attempted to leave again. Sean, I want to go get Quincy before.
All right, how much of this do y'all think is true, man? This book, man, is so far fetched, but you can't put nothing past anybody. You see what I'm saying? Whoever wrote this book made it out to look like Kim Porter was she was a freak, and Jay-Z, Jamie Foxx, all these dudes. Come on, man. I'm pretty sure if they was just backdooring each other, somebody would have caught some type of STD or something. Y'all put it in the comments. Say how much percentage of this y'all think is true. I'll wait. Gene deal, all that shit. Some of it may not, maybe not all, 35%. All right, let's go.
Before he wakes up, Sean looked at me responding, "It's getting late. Give him a kiss for me. I'm going to get out of here." Thank God. X always with something to say. "I'd love to meet the little tyke sometime." Not a chance in hell. Something about this guy creeps me out. I forced a smile. "That would be great." I made my exit. Who the heck is X?
Feeling lost while mastering your music? Let me show you something. I found this AI plugin that listened to my mix.
She did not like him. She did not like him. Let's continue. Chapter 10, The Lies You Tell. At this point, the relationship between Sean and I had been off and on for quite a while, and we were off at this point. He had put his hands on me again, this time for something that didn't even happen. It was all in his head. When the phone rang, I picked it up anyway. "Hi, Sean. We've been broken up for a while this time." "Yeah," he continued. "I don't want anyone to know about my," he paused to search for the right word, "proclivities." I replied, "So you don't want people to know about you being gay?" Sean exploded. "See, that's why I effing lose control on you." So I just plainly stated, "Goodbye, Sean." "Wait," he screamed. "What, Sean? I'm sorry, okay." "You're always effing sorry." He took a deep breath. "I have to do something to cover myself," I sighed. "Do whatever you effing want, Sean. When you see this is in the news, it's not real." This made me calm down a moment. What could he be talking about? He continued, "I'm only doing it for the press." "Doing what, Sean?" After a long pause, he continued, "She knows what this is. She is just pretending to cover me." "Sean, what the hell are you talking about?" Another pause. "Publicly, I'm going to be dating someone else." "A video girl?" I laughed. "Why would you do that?" "I have to cover myself." I was getting mad. I was actually angrier at myself more than at him. Why was I getting jealous? I was sitting there actually comparing myself to video vixens in my mind. They are thick, but look at my body. Did he prefer some light skinned, big butt girls from videos? I call myself, no, I know he likes men any damn way. As I regained control, I asked, "Why the hell are you telling me?" He sighed. "I wanted you to find out for me first." Like I give a ish. He came at me with his favorite line, "You know I love you." It was getting old. I could only think to myself, here we go. Love is a big, strong word. I'm tired of him throwing it around and using it when it fits his needs. He's using it while he's sitting here telling me about dating someone else. I replied, "You don't hit people you love, Sean. Love doesn't hurt." He sucked his teeth as he responded, "Come on. Are you serious? That shit's for children. We aren't in effing high school. Sometimes things happen. That doesn't mean I don't love you. I wouldn't hit you if I didn't. Wait, that sounded wrong. You said exactly what you meant. He took a breath. There was an awkward silence. The fact I was still on the phone and waiting for him to speak meant he had the power. He was more cautious as he continued. He didn't want to lose that power. Kim, no one that I don't care about can bring that kind of emotion out of me. I wanted to say, is that how you talk to dudes after using butt plugs?
All right, that's
but there is a line I dare not cross. Instead, I said, you.
That's enough, man. No. That's it for me. That's it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. That's enough. I don't want to hear another plug in somebody's back door. They wrecked them. I just can't do it. But at the end of the day, let's be clear. This is the least words of Diddy. This is it. This is it for him. Y'all got to understand. These weapon charges that they brought upon Diddy, they have 3 AR-15s with the VIN numbers scratched off, which show that that's illegal. You cannot have illegal firearms. You can't even have firearms in your custody or your possession if they don't belong to you. That's another charge within itself. Now, they have photos showing that they confiscated this from Diddy's place of residence. On top of that, y'all got to realize these sex trafficking charges is something super serious. They're not going to let that go. They're going to make sex trafficking charges stick. Not to mention, Cassie might be coming back. They refiling on that case with Cassie. So on that note, man, y'all stay tuned. Y'all like, comment, subscribe, tune in. We will be going all the way up the ladder with this motherfucking Diddy situation, man. And I'll see y'all on the next video. I just couldn't do any more butt plugs and back doors, man. So I'll see y'all on the next video, guys. Let's go.